I like the match in Washington better because now he doesn't have to be the guy. He can be the complement, right? You said it right. Terry McLaurin's the man. They're going to put the offense around him. And now you have a weapon or a gadget guy to go along with Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels also is what makes more sense for Washington than Brock Purdy, right, Mike? I mean, we talk about this all the time. Speed sweeps, reverses, tosses, fake the speed sweep. Jaden Daniels keeps the ball going one way. He gives it to Deebo another time. He gives him a reverse. Oh, he's in the backfield, and now we're doing the toss sweep. Oh, I fake the toss sweep. I come out and run, on the bootleg on the backside. So from their current formula and what they have on the offensive side of the ball, I understand them wanting Deebo Samuel. And they needed a little extra firepower, and I think they probably looked at it and said, hey, we're comfortable with him. We got a role for him, and he makes sense for us. And like you said, Adam Peters knows him, and I think that's always makes somebody feel warm and cozy in the NFL when they have knowledge of the human being.
If you're only giving up a fifth-round pick, I guess it's easier to say we will make a decision later on what we're going to do with Deebo Samuel after this year. But remember, one of the things that we harp on, and we've seen so many teams do this the wrong way, when you bring a guy in who's going to be due a new contract at some point, it's always better to do it on the way in the door because once you've given up assets for him, the leverage swings to him. In this case, it's only a fifth-round pick. In this case, it's a $17.5 million commitment. And in this case, the guy really does have to prove himself. And I think that's the key.
Yes.
You give him the carrot that he's going to chase to try to reestablish himself. As long as he's okay honoring the last year of that extension. It was a 3-year deal tacked on to the 1 year he had left. He made good money. That was the root of the problem after the 21 season when they discovered what a great runner he was on top of being a receiver. They were overusing him. He got paid, maybe not as much as he could have or should have. It averaged $24 million, I think, a year. But we're at the back end. It's not a big, fat, phony, baloney, bloated back end. It's a real back end. If anything, he's already made the bulk of his money, and now we see what happens. And, Chris, I went and looked at the Washington depth chart at receiver, and then I went and looked at the list of looming free agents for the Commanders, and the letters WR pop up a lot. And when you look, I'm looking at it right now. They got 5 guys on the receiver depth chart that are due to be unrestricted free agents.
Right.
Your guy, Diami Brown, Noah Brown, who ended the year on IR, Olamide Zacchaeus, Jamison Crowder, and KJ Osborne, who ended up there after, the Patriots cut him loose because it just wasn't working out there. But 5 guys out. The 3 recognizable names, because they signed a couple of guys to futures contracts after the season, but the 3 recognizable names on the receiver depth chart right now, under contract right now for 2025 in Washington, McLaurin, Samuel, and Luke McCaffrey.
That's right.
That's it. So this is going to be a receiver room makeover, probably a necessary one, all due respect to the guys who were part of it last year. But Jaden Daniels is the guy that made that go. You upgraded the receiver position, all of a sudden, holy crap, you got an offense that can compete with the likes of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I presume that's the team that they're going to be obsessed with. It's the reverse Rocky Balboa. Instead of the guy from Philadelphia shouting Creed all the time, you're going to have the Commanders shouting Eagles all the time when they're, lifting their weights and running up steps, because that's the team that the Commanders are trying to catch, and they're going to have to upgrade. They got the best piece that they need in quarterback, but they got a lot of work to do on both sides of the ball if they want to match forces with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's why we, or at least I, and I think a lot of people would go, hey, if there's a place that Myles Garrett, and that makes sense, this is another one, Washington, if they want to upgrade and they got the money. And, of course, Myles Garrett would fit the Dan Quinn defense and everything there. But you're right. There's questions there. And I don't think even that receiver room, of course, it's not a complete product yet. I would expect them, whether they can re-sign a Deami Brown or get something in theory similar to him, right, where, again, you don't want Deebo Samuel to be the guy on the outside going, wait, we want him to get open against the great Eagles corners man-to-man and do all that type of stuff in a big moment. No, I think in the perfect world, you want Terry McLaurin, somebody else on the outside who also can get open and separate, and then you have Deebo working the middle of the field. He can run your option routes. He can run your little slants over the middle and take the physicality of getting hit by a linebacker. And then, of course, that that position will allow him to get those reverses and speed sweeps we talk about, or we fake it and now we go out the other side with Jaden Daniels. To me, that's the perfect mix and match with Deebo Samuel. I think where we've seen him struggle is like what you talked about this year. Wait, all the bright lights are on you. McCaffrey's hurt in San Francisco. Ayuk's not there. Oh, it's third down. Wait, let's just watch Deebo Samuel, or let's put our best corner on him. Oh, wait, he's not that guy on 3rd and 7. Then we can just go like a Jamar Chase or a Justin Jefferson and just go, let's call a play for him. It doesn't matter who covers him. He's going to get open. That's not who he is. So I think ultimately they will add another piece here, again, to where he can be in that comfort zone in the slot and be that weapon instead of that dependable receiver all the time. He's more weapon than receiver, at least in my eyes, Mike.
And it would be a perfect role. You get two guys on the outside that can attract attention down the field, and it opens up underneath. He almost becomes like a Travis Kelce in that offense, where even though he's not a tight end, it's that same reliable, he's going to get the tough yards, he's going to find a way to get open.
Exactly.
He's going to get you 5 or 6 or 7, and sometimes he's going to get the ball in his hands, and he's going to go bull in a china shop, and he's going to gain 25 yards or break out to the open, and they're going to have to catch him from behind. Again, he's going to start losing some of that. He's 29, but if you're just talking about 1 year,
that's it.
And you have the cash and cap space to spend,
so
you can justify the $17.5 million. It all makes sense. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.